Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amisid and today we are showcasing results from running 20 altered distant memories. Now, altered distant memories, for those who don't know, is a map that it can range in tiers, I think all the way up to 16, and I think it starts at 4 or something like that. And it's a synthesized map, so it drops synthesized items. Now, quick context here before anyone asks. I respec into the synthesis tree of the Uncharted Realms. I've only unlocked 3 of the 5. So the first one is just to getting synthesized maps. That's useless for this, but these two are where it's important. So monsters have a 1% chance to drop a synthesized item, and modifiers have a 100% increased effect. Additionally, unique bosses drop a well-rolled fractured item. Sorry, forgot to D&D. Drop a well-rolled fractured item, as well as all synthesis items have 3 implicit modifiers. Now, this is just, frankly, I wanted to maximize my synthesis experience here for doing this. You could run this without this node maybe and still manage, but this one is extremely important. So this monsters and synthesis maps have 1% chance to drop synthesized items, and the modifiers effect are very important. So it was absolutely raining synthesis items. I was getting probably 20 a map. I would estimate 20 a map. Now, a lot of these are on bad bases and have bad implicits, so I didn't pick them up, but we did get a few that were worth keeping, and we'll showcase that in just a second here. But if you want synthesized items and you want to run this, if you put this node in and you do synthesized maps, it will be absolutely raining synthesis mods. So I highly recommend you do that if that's something you're interested in. So walking through, so these are items that we have for sale from this, and we'll get to these in just a second here. But pulling up the good old handy Excel spreadsheet, I'll try not to spend too much time here, but just a couple things. So pure currency, we got about 4.5x back. I got 1x, a bunch of chaos, etc. And then a bunch of just random things. We got about 2x worth of maps if you were to sell those. And so these other items here, this is a key indicator. That's the items that are for sale. They haven't all sold yet. I've sold 1 item so far. I just finished running these an hour ago. So we're going to be calcing at the end. I haven't identified any of the rings yet. I figured that'd be fun to do live. But these other items here, they are, they might sell for significantly less than this. I don't know. Some of them were kind of funky. I put some weird items up. I already subtracted a huge amount off the current value of what they're selling for in anticipation of that, but they might not sell at all. Who really knows? So I'm going to run this calc with and without that. And so let's just walk through some of these. So good items that we got here. This was a pretty interesting Flesh Ripper. It's on the item level's not great. It's only item level 80, but the implicit, the synthesized implicit is 4% chance to do double damage. That's a pretty solid implicit. It'd be nice if all these, if this fizz damage was tier 1 and attack speed was tier 1 and all that and whatever, but it's not a bad implicit. Then we hit this guy, these Titan Greaves. Now, these I doubt will sell for 10x, but that's the only comparable thing I could find. They had, a good life roll. I think that's tier 1. Yeah, tier 1 life. They have 30% movement speed, chaos res, and they additionally have the endurance charge on kill. I doubt they're that good. I just put them up for a crazy price, and I already discounted these off the original estimate, so I doubt they'll sell for that much. This is nice. It's got attributes and T1 energy shield, T2 energy shield. I thought it was T1. Plus Caspia. It's not a bad neck. This one has 20% ES. I've crafted flat ES, and it also has reduced mana reserve, which you can, of course, attribute. You can, catalyst this up to higher, and this will be good for an aura stacker type build. Of course, you're missing the aura that you want on there. I forget which one it is. Maybe it's vitality or something, but it's still not a bad neck. And then this neck is also, again, I doubt this sells for this much, but I thought it was kind of a neat neck. I just ID'd this like this. It's got, I think that's T1 life. Yep, T1 life. It's got gain 10% fizz as cold. It's got power charge, frenzy, or endurance on kill, and then attributes as well. I thought this was kind of a neat neck. Again, I'm not expecting any of this to sell for this much. I just wanted to throw this out there. And I didn't, obviously, this would already exceed the amount that we're expecting. So this number does not reflect that. I took off half, I think, and I'm expecting this to sell for even less. So that's why when we run the final calculation, we'll run it with and without, so you can get a better idea of what we're working with here. So the main thing here, assuming that none of these items dropped at all, then the important thing that we're missing is the rings. So we're missing the rings here. And without the rings, we are at a 6x loss. So if we can get a good ring that makes up 6x, then we'll make our money back. Even if you take out all of the items that we got from, that were just rolled off of the Wisdom Scroll, it would be a profit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do this. As you can see, I got 16 rings. Quick count. I didn't get a ring off every single kill, but I got it off, almost over 75%. So we'll walk through the implicits as we go through the rings, but let's just go ahead and start right to left. We'll start off with the Amethyst ring. Now, again, every single ring is going to have 3 implicits because that is the benefit of the Uncharted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Chaos damage. So I know you really want chaos damage and buff effect. I believe I'm correct in saying this. So yeah, it's like a 1 chaos ring. Yeah, it's like a 5 chaos ring. If you get chaos damage in the implicit, yeah, more like 10 chaos. Okay, so not great, but could be worse. That chaos damage implicit is pretty cool for this ring. Okay, let's go ahead and do the Iron ring. Oh, so we hit the double purity ring. It doesn't. The implicits are probably useless for this, but let's see. What's that go for? 30 chaos. Okay, still not great. I think that these guys here, the ruby rings, are better in this case, but 30 chaos is not too bad. Okay, we'll do the topaz. So we've got max lightning. So we've got lightning resistance. This is probably the worst combination. Yep. It does have lightning damage in the implicit. That adds a chaos. So this is the worst one so far. Okay, we've got the exact same one again. It has to have crit multi. I'm just going to check these even though I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like 4 days ago and it's 5 chaos. It's not great. So we have the most things we got with ruby rings. And to my understanding is that no matter what map you pick for distant memories and all that, the loot pool is shared off the bosses, so it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and start top to bottom. So we hit fire damage and fire resistance with global crit. Let's try that one. Okay, let's take off the crit. 10 chaos. Okay, nothing major so far. We have not made the money back on that 6x difference. Reduced mana res and fire. This mana res is probably not horrible. Yeah, 10 chaos. But the implicits are pretty useless here, right? Yeah, I doubt it. Okay, so it's like another 10. Reduced mana and fire res. I think that is the worst combination you can get on this ring. Yeah, it is. And these implicits are, not great either. Okay, continuing onward. This is the same as this one, isn't it? Oh no, I'm thinking of the lightning one. Or the lightning one. Okay. 5 chaos, also not good. We need double effect. Reduced mana res and buff effect. So buff effect is the good one, I believe. Yeah, 20 chaos. And what if you tack movement speed on there? 50 chaos, movement speed is pretty good. And fire damage? What about just fire damage? Oh, I've over queued here. I'm checking too many prices too fast. Come on. All right, let's give it a second. Let's try closing it. Fire damage. Okay, well, we're at a standstill. I don't know. What if I just pull this up on my own? Trade search limit request. I've been getting this more lately. I can't even pull it up on the trade website. Man, it's annoying. Okay, let's pull it up manually. We're reverting. What is it? It's Herald of Agony? I'm sorry, Circle of Anguish. Circle of Anguish. This is going to add a lot of time onto this process, but it is what it is, and we'll give this we'll give the trade website or the trade macro a second to cool down. So Herald of Ash, buff effect, where is that? Increase buff effect. Herald of Ash, it's reduced mana reservation. And let's go ahead and do fire damage. Sorry about the delay on this. Obviously, I would love to be doing this not this way. It's like 40 or 50 chaos. If you add the movement speed, maybe an X. I don't know. I don't think there's anyone with that on there with that combination, so we'll just have to assume maybe an X. So, not bad. Not bad. Buff effect is good. Reduced mana res and fire damage. We got that one before, didn't we? Fire damage? No, maybe not. I don't want to waste it, but I know this is not going to be a good one. Oh my gosh. You're going crazy. Trade is really screwed right now, huh? Let's call it, it's not going to be the good one though. You need buff effect and fire damage on the same ring. So this is another bad one. Okay. So far we're probably about at 2x maybe total. Cold damage and max cold res. Let's see if it's just that item. No, it's just trade. So again, we need dual combination rings of damage and buff effect. Reduced mana res, and it has buff effect. How much does buff effect go for by itself? Sorry about the tabbing. I would prefer not to be doing this either. But when you're recording a video and the trade website, or when the trade macro is not working, you know, you make do. What is this one? Herald of Ice buff effect. I think that's... Let's do Herald of Ice. Reduced mana reservation. What does that ring go for? Base. Nothing. It's trash. Okay, awesome. Cold resist and max cold. We just got that one. Oh, no, we didn't. Do this one. Reduced mana res and buff effect. That one we definitely just had. And the last one, reduced mana, the same one. So the rings were pretty lackluster, unless I'm missing something here. Maybe I don't know, maybe you want this cold res thing. I don't think so, though. Also, I feel like less people are probably using Herald of Ice than they are Herald of Purity and Herald of Ash. So maybe that is also why. But the rings, maybe about 2x. So if we're flipping back to our spreadsheet here, and you tack on, let's call it 200 chaos, you lose if you don't make that money back with these other items. So these other items really do have to sell to make your money back. So this is kind of a tough endeavor. Obviously, if you hit a really good ring, it's great. But if you don't, then you're kind of SOL. So with that, I would not recommend this. It also is kind of tricky because there's so much loot dropping, and it actually took a long time per map just to pick everything up and sort through it. So I'm sure there are more efficient ways to make money than this. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one.